What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's video. Today, guys, we are going to be talking about some Rush Duel news for you guys. So, a couple of days ago, Jump Festa Day 2 ended up happening, and I am going to be talking about some stuff that we did see during that, but I'm also going to be talking about two pretty well-known cards, well, technically three, or at least for me it is, cards that I remember. Those are going to be There's going to be two cards that I'm mainly going to talk about. I'll mention the other one while I'm going over this, and then talk about, well, if you can see from the thumbnail, you probably know what the second part of this video is going to be talking about. So the first part is going to be me just talking about all of the card game stuff, more so towards the new pack that's going to be coming out and what cards you're going to expect to see in this new Rush Duel strengthening pack. So you got that, and then the second part is going to be the other thing that I cannot wait to talk about. So, without further ado, guys, let's not waste any time and get straight into it. So, what we're going to be starting off with is some cards that are going to be released in this new structure pack. So, let's get straight into them. So, the first couple of cards we'll go over is, well, this is going to be all the cards, excuse me. Cyber Falcon, Neckmaid Nana, I hope I pronounced that right. Which, funny enough, this was a card that was used by Yuga in that Neil duel. Have to say, though, the most out-of-place card in Yuga's deck. Honestly, I have an idea what. I was talking to some people online about that because I thought it was weird. And they were saying that Bridge was doing another show with Yu-Gi-Oh! 7, so they kind of made this Necromaid Nana card kind of a, they're basically trying to promote their other show as well with this card, so it's cool, but definitely out of place. I feel like that's a deck more used by Omayo Yoshiro, so it's a cool card, but it just doesn't fit. Psychic Burial, Akir Shot, Moki Moki, which never thought I would be seeing Moki Moki come into Rush Duels, to be completely honest. I feel like if anyone watched GX and remembers Blowski, this is a card that people are going to remember. Or even if you're just like a general Yu-Gi-Oh fan, I feel like everyone knows Moki Moki. Like if you play Rush Duels, you probably going to have a Moki Moki. I have a Moki Moki card in Duel Links, so it's pretty cool that it's coming to the card game. Shovel Crusher Gokibor, which I think is a card Weevil had, didn't he? I think it was the card that he ripped up when he was dueling Yugi during the Seal of Atem during the Seal Orichalcos arc, where he pretended that it was the card that would save Yugi's soul. But it's like, since you're going to lose the duel anyway, he just rips the card, and, you know, you got the whole scene of Berserker Soul and Monster Cardo. So, it's a pretty well-known card, I feel like. Sky Dragon, I don't know if that was already released. I think it is. It sounds familiar, but honestly, I don't remember that card, so maybe it's a newer card for the Rush Duels. I don't know. It sounds like it would be a card in the OCG. I just don't remember it. Ancient Telescope, and then there is a couple of cards that we see are going to be for it as well, that were cards that were going to be used by characters. The first one I'm going over is Drilling Mandrill, which was a card we literally saw in Friday's episode, episode 29, the last episode that happened of the time of recording this. Drilling Mandrill is Galleon's ace monster, is going to be coming in this new Rush Duel pack, which is not surprised because Asan, which is supposed to be the main antagonist of the current Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 show, this is one of her goons, so obviously if she is going to be on the pack, I feel like this person's ace is going to be on there. Gakatu has a new monster that's going to be in the anime, Ashrined Deity Modurian, or Mordinia? Something like that. It looks really cool. I actually really like its design. I'm going to be honest, I like Yami Ruler and Keme Ruler more, but that's because I like the darker scheme towards it. This is more like a bright, colorful card, and I still really like it, so it's really cool that we're getting it. Sword and Shield. Now, interesting, too weird, but you look up, like, Sword and Shield, like, on, like, Google or something, swore, and it is. Hold on, I just want to make sure. And yes, it is. It is a spell and trap card, or a spell card. Am I an idiot? I'm an idiot. Okay, never mind. So, sword, so That's pretty interesting that they made a trap variant of it. And I looked it up and I don't think it's ever been in the card game beforehand. So honestly, that's really cool. I like that a lot, actually. And then there is a trap card that Mimi uses is going to be in it as well, along with the Yoshio spell card. And Sushiko's Ace Monster is going to be in this as well. That Sushi Angel Gabrielle is going to be in it as well. So that's pretty cool that her Ace Monster is going to be in it as well. And then with this a card that I did not mention, which you can see from the title, Jinzo is coming to this pack as well as the legend card. He is going to be the legend card for this set. What was the last set's legend card? I don't know, actually, because I think the blue pack, Yuga and Rook's pack, I believe Summon Skull was the one for that, because you had blue eyes for the first pack. I think you had red eyes for the second one, which was the shocking arrow attack. The third one was Gakuto, Roman, and Roas, which had Dark Magician. Then you had the blue pack, which has Summon Skull. So did the fifth one just get skipped of a legend card? Because I don't remember seeing any news from that. And I've seen the trailer a couple of times for the or the ad for the pack. So it's kind of interesting that they're not getting a legend card, but maybe it's because of the maximum cards. That would actually make a lot of sense. But Jinzo is coming to Rush Duels. That is really, really cool. I'm also starting to learn that of how legend cards are kind of considered it, because Celtic Guardian, which is a card I just mentioned a little bit earlier, or I don't think I mentioned it, Celtic Guardian is also being in this. I just wanted to make sure if I covered that as well. But Celtic Guardian is going to be coming to Rush Duels as well, which is really, really cool. But Celtic Guardian is not a legend card. Now, at first I thought legend cards was just based off of the importance of it. Like, even though Moki Moki was a pretty well-known card, it was not used by someone major, so I don't think it would have mattered. But Celtic Guardian is one of the most well-known cards in Yugi's deck, but it's not a legend. I think it's based off the level and attack points of where this judges it, because Jinzo is a 2400 attack point monster. Celtic Guardian is like, what? I think he's only like 1800 attack points or something. That he's somewhere around those lines. It's been a minute since I've seen the Celtic Guardian in action, so if I messed it up, I am. Well, it shouldn't have flashed on screen, so it's like 1800 or like 1400. I think it's actually 1400. I don't think it's that high, but whatever the case of what its attack points are, it's still cool that these cards are coming to the Rush Duel formats. Jinzo is going to be an interesting card because it's going to be able to stop traps, so it's going to be a good card, especially since I feel like if it's used in the anime, a lot of the characters use traps, so it might help. We might see Jinzo. I have no idea. And I think also, I don't have a confirmation on this. It might be in a further down post, but it was not announced in it. But I know for a fact Asana's Ace is supposed to be in it. I don't know the name of it at all. If you guys did remember seeing it, let me know. I don't remember seeing her Ace, actually. You just see the Ace monster in her hand, but I couldn't depict what the picture is, and I looked back in Regio Organization. I scrolled down just a little bit, but I didn't see anything on it from the Rush Duel, or like the Rush Duel news from Jump Fest today too. So if it was already announced, it probably wasn't something that we didn't already see yet. So if there is a confirmed name on it, please let me know down in the comment section below. But that is all of the... Oh, I've almost forgot one more card. There is another card that's going to be coming out, where if you buy a Rush Duel product, it will be a special card that you get as well. And that card... and I just think this is absolutely funny, because in the OCG, this happened there too. Like when this card was when you would buy a OCG product, this would come out as well, and that is Abisun. Abisun is getting the same treatment as the one in the OCG, but in Rush Duel form. I think that is absolutely hilarious. I really do believe that. They just love this card. They just want to give this card to people. It's a simple effect monster. It has the requirement stat, which has none because it doesn't end its original, and I believe you and your opponent gain 300 life points, or is just one of you gains life points. I believe it's both. I think it should. I think it is both. Now thinking about it, it is both monsters. Okay, I just quickly had to look that up real quick. But both of you guys gain 300 life points, which I guess is good if you need to use a little extra life points to use a card's effect. I guess that can be useful, but I don't see really this card getting much play. But maybe that's just me, and this is beginning stages, so anything is really possible. And that's all of the cards that I had to go over. There is some other stuff that was introduced. And also, by the way, if you guys are wondering why I'm not going over the effects of the cards, is because since there were so many cards, and even though a good amount of them are just normal monsters, I don't want this to be a very long video like discussing each of the effects, so I am not going to be explaining all the effects basically. And the other stuff we got in there is that there is a campaign going, a 777 treasure campaign. There's 2 different ones that are going on. 777 people can pull a special ticket from the selected packs to get a Rush Rare Special Red version of Super Magatech D&D Magnum Overroad. It says Overlord, but it should be Overroad. Box campaign, buy a box of Maximum Ultra powered up packs to get a Maximum Ultra dual field that flips to either featuring Magnum Overroad on the side and YGG Drago on the other. We can kind of already see this from the ads. I think there's another one for Rooks and Yuga's Ace Monsters as well, where it's kind of in a similar campaign. They also have these new like dual fields coming out as well, which are really cool. It's the Seven's Road monster, so you have Seven's Road Magician, Seven Roads Witch, and Seven's Road Mage. And then you have Rooks, which is Dragears, Dragonic Slayer, and Shockley Dragon. Love all 3 of those monsters. Are my top 3 monsters from Rooks' deck. Maybe his new one kind of being up there as well. It might beat Shockley Dragon, or no, it might be the original Rush Dragon Dragears for me, but I'm telling you this, I will find some way to get this because it has Dragonic Slayer, and if you guys have been on the channel for a while, Dragonic Slayer is my favorite card that's been shown in 7 so far. I love the black and gold scheme to this monster. It looks so cool, and it's a dragon. I love dragon-type monsters. It's probably either my 2nd or 3rd favorite. I'm a little bit in between warriors and dragons, of course, with Cybers being my favorite, which if you've been on the channel too, you probably already know that I love Cybers type monsters. I think I've explained that a lot in the OCG structures, but it's really cool. Both of the placements are very cool as well. And there's one last thing, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duels will be getting an official database in the near future. It has been confirmed it will have functionality with Neuron. So let me kind of explain this for people that just watch the anime and don't know this. Not that long ago, there was an app release called Yu-Gi-Oh! Neuron. Now, I didn't cover it. I didn't have an opportunity to cover it. But basically, it's an app. It's like a dual calculator app to where you can use that to basically be able to duel what the calculator it has. It's really easy to use. You can type in like how much life points you gain, how much you lose. And there's also card scanners where you can scan your cards and they will tell you the effects. So like if you say you have a Japanese let's say you have a Japanese Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. You scan that card, it's going to say it's Japanese effect like what it was, but you can, it also has official translation, so if you like click English, it will translate the card for you so that you can know its effects. For some of the newer cards, and you don't want to do this. Also, a little bit of a fun fact, if you scan a card that is limited, semi-limited, unlimited, or forbidden, it will actually tell you that as well. I love the app. I actually have that app on my phone, along with Duel Links. They're really both great apps. So if you are into that and you want a dual calculator so you don't have to write on pieces of paper, please get Yu-Gi-Oh! Neuron. It's free to download. You don't have to pay anything. So go ahead and get it. But that's cool that it's going to have Rush Duel features in it, which kind of made sense. I would have been surprised if it didn't do that. But nonetheless, it's still pretty cool that we're getting something for Yu-Gi-Oh! Neuron as well. So that's all of the news that I really have. Oh, and then there's also the disc set is coming out. You can get a special Sushiko's Ace Monster. You can get in the disc with episodes 14 through 26 on it. So that is cool as well, but that doesn't really benefit me honestly because it's in Japan, but I don't know, it's still cool to mention. Anyway, let's get into the big topic of this video. Even though, like, yeah, this was a big topic, and this is probably going to be another 30-minute video, but that's okay. So, I made a video recently where I talked about a new video game that was going to be coming in sometime in the future. On Jump Fest the day one, we got an announcement of a new Master Duel video game. And not long after that, the next day, honestly, we got an announcement of a Rush Duel video game coming out. Wow. This is one way to end out a year, I'm just saying. With not just one, but two video games being announced. Now, it's the same situation with the Master Duel one, that we have no information on this whatsoever. The only thing we know more than what the Master Duel was is we have a confirmed console. It's going to be coming out on the Nintendo Switch. So if you have a Nintendo Switch, there's a good chance that you're going to get this game. If not, I wouldn't lose hope, because it's in a similar situation like Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. It was originally only for the Nintendo Switch, but later on, they did add it to the PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC. So, if you do not have a Nintendo Switch, doesn't mean that you can never get the game unless you get a Nintendo Switch. You just are going to probably have to wait a little bit longer until it comes into that console. I don't see why they wouldn't do that, but, you know, who knows? But I wouldn't worry about it. You just would have to probably wait a little bit longer, so that's pretty cool. The only thing that was surprising, it was honestly surprising, because I did not think we would get a Rush Duel game for a while, because literally Rush Duels has been a new thing for barely that long. We're only on its 5th ever pack for Rush Duels, and they already announced a game, which is insane. Now, obviously, it's not coming out immediately, or else I think that would be a bad decision, because there would barely be any cards that you can honestly get from it, unless you just spoil cards that are going to be in the OCG or whenever the TCG, which I need to talk about that in just a minute, but like any future OCG packs, you already know it's going to be coming because you get it from the game. So I feel like this is going to be something in late 2021, or maybe even going into 2022 before we really get it, or before we get the game, I should say, not any news. I feel like we're just going to get news throughout the way. Hopefully a trailer, not just for the Rush Duel ones, for the Master Duel ones, sometime soon. I would love to get like a trailer somewhere in February or March. I feel like that would be a great time to at least show it off, because I want to know more about these games, of what these games are going to be. But we have nothing on that, so it's very interesting. As for what type of game it's going to be, I have no idea what it's going to be completely honest. I would love an open world game. I kind of explained this with the Master Rule one. I don't know if they're going to do that or not, but if you watch the Jump Fest the Thoughts video that I did, which I'll leave that in a link in the description below if you've not seen that already, basically the same thoughts that I had in this one I would like to see for Rush Duels as well, but more just for Rush Duels' sake. I'm not going to take the time to explain it again, because that would just be repetitive, so I'm not going to explain that. The only concern that I have right now is, of the time of recording this, we have no news if Rush Duels are going to be coming to the TCG. Now, there was a trademark about it, so it brightens the fact that there is a good chance that it's going to be coming to the TCG sometime in the future. I don't think it's going to be coming anytime soon. Honestly, it's probably going to be late 2021 before we get any news on it. So, and that's why I kind of say that as well, because if we get Rush Duels in late 2021, I feel like that is a perfect opportunity to then release your game. That way, it doesn't take a very long time before you have to make it international. Because the only other option is to make Rush Duels an OCG product only, a Japan product, or probably Korea as well, product only, which I do not like. I'm still bitter that Saikyo card game, or Saikyo card battle, which if you guys don't know that game, I don't blame you. I didn't learn this until I started reading OCG structures. It was a game that was released on the Nintendo 3DS, I think back in 2016, that was never released in the TCG, or internationally, I should say. I'm used to just saying TCG at this point. And I thought that was really disappointing. Also, the Tag Force Arc 5 was never released in America or internationally either, so that kind of sucks as well. Luckily, Link Evolution got that, so luckily we do at least have that game, but that took a while for us to get it anyways, so I don't know. I'm just a little bit worried because another thing I've been hearing about is that Rush Duels might stay OCG because of the fact that in Speed Duels, we actually got card packs released for it. Sure, they have Duel Links, which is basically Speed Duels, but for Speed Duel products, the OCG didn't have those. That was TCG exclusive. So, is it a case where Rush Duels will be OCG and Speed Duels be TCG? I don't believe that anymore with the trademark, but that was the thing that was going around for a while, and that was something that I really concerned, because if that's the case, then you can't Rush Duel here, which would absolutely suck. I mean, I've been covering Rush Duels well, this is actually honestly the first video I'm doing it, but if I want to cover future stuff about Rush Duels, I would like to be able to play the game, but if that is the case where we don't actually get Rush Duels in the TCG, I'm basically covering stuff that's not even going to be beneficial to us because we're not even getting the products. But I shouldn't be worried about it. In fact, I'm not honestly worried about it. The trademark is enough for me, and I bet there's some other information that might have come out. I just remember that of seeing that. So there might be some more. There might have been confirmation that I just never knew of, but from what I've seen, there was no confirmation. I believe YGO would have confirmed that if that's the case, but if Sevens is going to be getting a dub, there is a chance that Rush Duels are going to get in the game as well, which Sevens has to have a dub. I mean, every Yu-Gi-Oh! Series has had a dub. Now, there's been cases where episodes were never dubbed, but that was because there was some crap that ended up happening. So that is in a different situation. Definitely do not see Sevens being skipped out of a dub. I'm telling you this, 4K Media is going to love Sevens. They're going to have a ball with this. They're going to have a blast with this series. Just, oh my god, all the corny jokes that are going to be in this show. Holy crap. But we're not talking about the anime. We're talking about the card game, and well, we're talking about a video game. So, I'm not worried about it. I think it's going to be international. If it's going to be international, I feel like it's just going to be, I would say, around 4 to 6 months after the game is a release. I feel like maybe, I would love it to be a little bit shorter. I don't think it needs to be internationally automatically. I don't think it has to be immediate internationally. I would love if it was 2 months or 3 months, but I feel like 4 and 6 months is a good time span, maybe. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And that's really all I can talk about it. There is no other news that we got about this. We just know it's coming onto the Nintendo Switch. So I'm very excited for it. So let me know what you guys' thoughts on this down below, because this was pretty big news, because I don't think there's ever been a time, and I could be completely wrong about this, because to be completely honest, I never really followed the video games that much. It's not that I was never interested in them. It's just like it was something that I just saw in the store, and if I thought they were interesting, I would just pick it up. So that's what my case is. But for the time that I've remembered it, I don't think a Yu-Gi-Oh! If you don't count Duel Links, I don't think there's ever been a Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game that was released. The 2 Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games were being announced to be released. And who knows, they might be released at the same time, which I doubt it. But you never know, that might be a thing that they actually do. But either way, I'm very excited for this no matter what. And that is going to be it for this discussion video, guys. So guys, let me know what your guys' thoughts on this new video game, and let me know what your guys' thoughts on Jinzo becoming a legend card, Celtic Guardian coming into it as well, Moki Moki, maybe some of the other cards on that Bug Monster card is coming as well. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that. Are you excited for it? What about some of the other cards that we're getting announced? Galleon's new Ace Monster, Gakuto's new monster, potentially Asana's Ace Monster. I'm sorry that I couldn't really talk about that a little bit more, but honestly, I do not know it's Ace Monster, unless it was one of the ones that I read, and I just didn't notice it, but none of them looked like an Ace Monster to me, so My apologies if I did actually miss it out. I just read the most recent ones from YGO organization from the news from Jump Festa, so that's where my information came from. And let me know what you guys' thoughts on the video game, and let me know some things you would want to see in this video game, honestly, because there's so much they can honestly do. The only thing I just don't want them to do is to kind of do like a Legacy of the Duelist style. If they did like a Attack Force kind of style, I would not be mad. Honestly, I would not be mad. I would love a Attack Force kind of version of it. But me, I want an open world one, but that might be pushing it. But I think it would be something new and refreshing. And also, don't just have to play as Yuga. I would like to be playing as my own character, but I don't know what that case is going to be either. But it's still gonna. I still am gonna have a blast playing the game. I feel like. Well, I should wait until the game comes out, but I feel like I'm going to still be enjoying this game no matter what, or be excited for the game when it is released. So, with that, guys, it's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.